What's going on, everybody? It's Chris James T85 here. I'm here to show you today my PlayStation 3 collection. I don't have very many games. Apparently not. Thought I did, but hey. Sit back, relax, and we'll get to this. So the first game that I want to show is The Last of Us. I have it on digital, and I haven't finished it. I play it sporadically. I've been with other games, but I would love to finish it. I watched Retro Mikey finish it. It looks like a great game. So one of these days, of all the games that I own, I'm planning on finishing everything. But for then, I just play, sporadically. So up here, you got Infamous, and from there, I didn't really play it. I played one version on the PlayStation 4, but I didn't get much into it. I mean, I played it and I definitely enjoyed it, but for some reason, it was one of those games that it was easy to trade in. But definitely would love to play the catalog that I have. The third game that I'd like to share is The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. Just like pretty much every game that I'm going to talk about, I haven't finished. I'm very bad at finishing full games, but I'm going to. I remember owning this for the 360, and for some reason I remember trading it in super fast. I think I just either didn't like it or another game came out and it's like, oh, I need the money for this, blah, blah, blah. But I gave it a shot. I enjoyed it, and I actually tried putting it in my PlayStation to find out that it wasn't installed to it. So once it reinstalls, probably all my games, once they reinstall, definitely going to give each one of these some love. So for the fourth game, which I definitely know is a game I have not played, it was given to me, Splatterhouse. So definitely have to give it a chance. I know it's a horror game, considering what I see in the back. So as soon as I play it, put it in, I'll definitely give thoughts on it later, at a later time. So for the fifth game, stop saying numbers, next game is Sniper 2 Ghost Warrior. And I played Sniper Elite. This game was also given to me, and apparently the case is broken. I couldn't tell you if I tried it yet, but I know I played another sniper game for, again, the 360. I remember it being harder, so I'm going to guess that it's just a different style and the other one's more easy for people like me. But definitely worth giving a check out because I like shooting games. Now for the next game, and I remember this game getting a whole bunch of hype, but well, maybe because it was a Rockstar game, and I remember owning it on the Switch because it was $10 at the time, and again, didn't play it. I don't even know if I still have that Switch copy, but I do have it on the PlayStation 3, and that's L.A. Noire. Can't tell you anything about it because I think every time I went to start it, something else got in my way, and definitely, once again, another backlog. I'm going to check it out. For the next game, so cutting, the next game was GoldenEye Reloaded 007. I remember getting this game because I didn't have an N64. I played the GoldenEye through an emulator, but I didn't get much into it. But for this game, once again, I probably put it in for 5 minutes and found another game. With my PlayStation 3 basically backlog, I got the PS3 somewhere in the middle when its life was still here, but I was buying games for the 360 and the PS3 at the same time. Well, now that my PlayStation 3 is really the only thing I have of I think the last generation, because I don't have a 360 anymore. I just started buying games for the PS3 to enjoy. Before, I was actually buying doubles, but I've always played them on the 360 and ended up just trading or selling for, different other games. Okay. For the next game, now I played God of War on the PS2 and I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I have God of War 4, or I think it's 4. Yeah, this is 3. 4 on the PS4. It's amazing. I love the game. I need to get a physical copy. But I got God of War 3 because I actually thought this was the 3 set of 1, 2, and 3, like remastered, but turned out it wasn't. So, definitely give this series a chance. I played it most on the PSP because when I first really got into God of War, I had the one that was on the PlayStation Portable. For the next game, now first game I've ever finished, but it was on the PS2, and I actually never beat Part 2, was Final Fantasy X, and then Part 2. So I remember playing half of Part 2, and I think I got stuck and I got annoyed, so I stopped playing. And then, sadly, I bought every remastered for this game, but the PS3, for some reason, has been the only one that I've always kept. So I have to play 2 just to finish it. Definitely have to give 1 some love to, get the nostalgia back. The next one, it's actually sealed because I have it digital on the Xbox One. DuckTales. I very much enjoyed this game. I have the 360 copy as well, or that's what I have on the 360, the Xbox One is the 360 version, and I just never opened it up when I bought this. I bought them both at the same time, again, back in the day with the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And going through some of the stuff that was in my garage, I actually found this that wasn't open. The next game I have not played, I was given, was Dead to Rights Retribution. I don't know really much anything about Dead to Rights series, so don't hate me for that. Yeah, so I'll definitely have to give this game a chance. The next game, now, I've never finished any of these stories. Call of Duty, Black Ops. I've finished every other Call of Duty of like Modern Warfare and all their stories. But this one, I've actually had since my first ever PlayStation 3, the one that died. Actually, I don't think this is the same copy because I see a pre-owned. Because when I first had this game, I took my PlayStation 3 out to see my dad, and we played the multiplayer. And I told him, hey, I'll be right back. But we left the game running, and all I kept hearing was ting, ting. He's giving me headshots, getting points. But it's one of those nostalgia things of, it may not be the greatest games. Some people will say it's a great game. But it's just the memories of, playing with others, I guess. The next game, now I love this series, and I really wish they would come back, is the Burnout series. Okay, I know they just put the remastered for the Xbox One and PS4. I actually have the remastered on the Xbox One, and I was actually given this copy with a lot of these games, and it's like, oh, sweet. So it's one of those games that I definitely don't get old. Burnout 3 Takedown is probably my favorite game out of the whole series. So with that, so I never heard of this game till a couple years ago, and it's one of those games that reminded me of Burnout. I absolutely love this game. I bought it for the 360 because, again, I didn't have it on PS3 at the time, and for some reason my Xbox copy stopped working one day, and it was in the midst of just changing out, going to from 360 to Xbox One, kind of unfortunately leaving it in the past. One of these days I'll get another one. But yeah, I was given the copy of Blur, and the last I remember is I played it. For some reason I lost it. So you know what happens when you lose things. You go out and buy it. The moment I bought it, I found it. So I have actually 2 copies of the Blur, and that was, I guess that could be one of my other favorite, like the Burnout, because it was enough to have to rebuy it because I missed playing it. Even though I really dislike these controllers, I grew up on the PlayStation style controllers. So with that, going to the next game is Battlefield 3. And what's funny about this, and I learned it today while putting my stuff up, I actually own 2 copies as well. And for some reason, 2 discs were in here. I was thinking this was a 2-disc set. Turns out I just had 2 copies. I enjoyed the Battlefield series. The Battlefield 2, or no, Battlefield 1, the one where you're like playing rock, paper, scissors, that's actually what wanted me to play. And then I got 3, and I know it was nothing like, to me, the first one, but still I had a lot of fun. And you know, I still play Battlefield 4, which I do have on PS4. Go figure. So the next game that I have is Assassin's Creed Revelations. I got this, I remember when I got it, it was like, oh cool. But I got it for, with the retro boxes, the Video Game Monthly. Revelations, I believe, is actually the game where I kind of stopped wanting to play after the Assassin's Creed series, because I just kind of got burnt. I loved 1. 2 was cool, and you know, it was repetitive, but it was still fun. And I got this one, I was like, okay, it's the same thing. And Assassin's Creed, for me talking this mess right now, I've bought almost every single one, but they're all digital. You'll find a lot of my collection is digital, mainly because at the time my kids could break the CDs, and I just didn't want that. So we're gonna move on with this rant. The next one is 007 Quantum Solace. This was another game that was given to me, so it's a game I'm gonna need to play. Excuse me, of the backlog that I have so many games that I should play and should finish before I even think about buying a new one, but we all know how that goes. If you see anything in my collection that you go, oh, he should play this, definitely hit me up, let me know, and I'll have to check it out. I'm loving the fact that I'm able to collect again and just have things sit up on my shelf. But for right now, I definitely have a lot of things to play, and with multiplayer, definitely have to get my kids involved. It doesn't look like I have that many for the PlayStation 3, but they'll enjoy the car games and, you know, stuff like that. But as always, thank you for getting this far. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. Again, tell me what your PlayStation 3 favorite game is, or show me your collection. I'll definitely watch it. Alright, thank you.